Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 9. So this was the big battle, okay? Stannis' army takes siege of King's Landing, okay? Or is trying to take siege of King's Landing. Now, before I talk about the big battle, because that was like mostly almost all of the episode, let me talk about some of the other points that took place throughout the episode before I get into the big battle. So, I mean, basically, it was just that. So, let me just talk about the battle because they were just mostly focusing on King's Landing. They didn't really focus on, like, Jon Snow, what he got going on out in the north that much. I think he might have got, like, one scene, if anything. They didn't really talk about Robb Stark or anybody else. They was basically focusing on King's Landing. So, basically, we're in King's Landing. They prepared for this war that's about to come. They about to, Stannis' army is coming. So Tyrion has a plan, okay, put in place. He don't know if the plan is going to work. He's fucking scared. He don't know how everything's going to work. He has men, but he don't know how good these fucking men is going to be at defending his castle, whatever the case may be. So he's spending his last days with Shay. All the fighters who's fighting or whatever in the King's Guard and stuff like that, they partying or whatever the night before it's time for the big battle or whatever the case may be before they have to prepare. So then here comes the battle. All of the women and children inside of the castle is like barred up inside this little room with Cersei along with Sansa and Shay. And they have a guard in there who's watching them, that's in there the whole time. He's supposed to be protecting them, but the whole time Cersei orders him to off everybody if the castle gets taken over by Stannis. But they in there having a chit chat or whatever, and Cersei is trying to put Sansa on some game, basically trying to tell her like, when you the queen, you gonna have some tough decisions that you gotta make if you ever become the queen and this and the third and blah 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 and stuff like that. But she basically was trying to like scare the shit out of her, but trying to get her to like grow up a little bit and see shit through her lens or whatever. So Cersei ends up calling in the old maester, the Grand Maester or whatever, for some nightshade or whatever the case may be. And he was trying to figure out what she was trying to do with this nightshade. But she basically told him to get on his fucking way because she don't got time to talk to him about what her plans are. So while they out waiting for the battle to happen or whatever the case may be, first off, I want to talk about Bronn and the Hound's beef. I don't know what the fuck. I didn't know what that beef was before, and I still don't know what the Bronn and the Hound's beef is now after watching this episode again. Like, watching these couple of episodes again, like, the Hound and Bronn, they never really got along. They never really kicked it or nothing like that. So I don't understand what the problem is. Maybe the Hound thinks that Bronn ain't serious about his job in the King's Guard or whatever the case may be, but I don't fucking know because they definitely got some type of beef, and I don't know where that shit is coming from, but yeah, the Hound definitely don't like him for real. And they was getting ready to get into a battle when they was out drinking the night before the party or whatever, before the war started. But then the horns had blown and the Stannis army was coming close, so everybody had to get into position. So they all into position or whatever the case may be. And then Joffrey is like basically telling Tyrion, like, what you doing? Like, we need to attack now. They here. And Tyrion's like, hold your fucking horses. Like, I know what I'm doing. I got this. I can't make no mistakes and listen to you, or else we all gonna be gone or whatever. So Tyrion comes up with the idea. Stannis' ships is on the water coming up, and Tyrion has the idea. They already had laced the water with wildfire, so they're gonna shoot the water. They shoots the water with wildfire and explodes mostly all the ships that they had coming up, the beginning ships at the front line. And that wildfire was going up like 4th of July flames. I'm trying to tell you, like fireworks. And it ended up knocking down, some of Stannis' army. So Stannis decides that he's going to take the rest of the boats that he has and all his other men to the shorelines and try to break down the gates. So as they're trying to break down the gates, the King's Guard and King's Landing is basically shooting arrows over top of the wall so that they can't penetrate the wall or even get close to the wall, but they end up doing that. And then they trying to climb over the wall and break down the wall, and this and the third. So they end up breaking down the wall. Oh, no, before they break down the wall. So Lancel So Lancel gets shot or whatever doing like the little battle or whatever when they break down once they break down the door and go through the door or whatever, and they get into like the little battle. So Lancel gets shot with an arrow, and he goes like running like a bitch to Cersei, basically telling him like it's bad out there, we losing, and whatever the case may be. So Cersei tells him to go and get Joffrey off the battlement line and to bring his ass back to the castle because she don't got time for her son to get gone, right? So he goes and gets Joffrey or whatever the case may be, and Tyrion is like, hold up, like, how you gonna expect your people to fight for you? You ain't even out here fighting for real. And he basically was like, oh, he just basically copped out like a little bitch and went running to his mother for real. So the Hound, who is Joffrey's king's guard, who's his king's guard, the Hound was out there fighting whatever the case may be, and then he see like more Stannis people coming, and he had less of his people getting gone for real. So he like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. And he went to go hide inside of Sansa's room, right? So Tyrion is out there by himself with all the people. They have broken spurs. They don't even want to fight no more. Stannis got his guards coming, banging on the door. They trying to get back through or whatever the case may be because they locked the door on them. So they trying to get back through and break that door down so they can keep fighting and stuff. And Tyrion gave like a really good speech. Like, I really do like Tyrion in this episode. Like, I like Tyrion a lot. But I like Tyrion's character a lot. But I do like him in this episode. Like, the smallest person in the room has like the biggest fucking heart. And he basically was like telling them, you know, like, let's just fight this war for our fucking families. Like, not even for the king for real. And let's go get these motherfuckers. So he's like, we're gonna backdoor them. So they go around. It's like a little area that they the same area that Sansa had went through to get out the tunnels to get outside the gate. That's the same area that they gonna go through to get a leg up on Stannis or whatever the case may be. So they end up going out there and they end up backdooring Stannis and coming behind him and knocking out all his troops. But then out of nowhere, like, fucking hella Stannis troops come from the side. Like, I mean, thousands of them motherfuckers start coming from the side and start knocking them down. Tyrion ends up getting slashed in his face, so he's wounded or whatever the case may be. They damn near losing the fucking battle, and then here comes Tywin running with his army and his horse and all that to save the day. So now Tywin is out there helping to fight the war or whatever. So Cersei so Sansa runs. Shay tells Sansa to go run to her, her room or whatever because Stannis ain't gonna hurt her. When she go to her room, she see the Hound in there. The Hound was like, "Come on, I'm ready to get up out of here. I'm leaving, and if you want me to take you to Winterfell, I'll take you." But Sansa was like, "No, she's staying or whatever." So Cersei is in the throne room with her son, the little one or whatever, Tormund, and she basically telling him the story, and she got the nightshade in her hand, and she telling him the story about how he gonna be king one day, yada yada yada, and then she was about to give him the nightshade to drink so she can kill both of them actually on the throne, and Tywin comes in and saves the day. Now, Jaime is still traveling with Brienne Tarth to King's Landing, and I think that was like a scene that happened, but it wasn't too big, and he just trying to get to know her or whatever the case may be. But that's pretty much all that was going on really in this episode. That was like the huge highlight of the episode for real. But they basically overpowered King's Landing due to Tywin coming with his army. If Tywin didn't come there in time, and if Tywin decided to go to Rob's camp instead of going to King's Landing, they would have lost. Okay, and King's Landing would have been taken over. So that's pretty much what the rundown with this episode. Y'all go ahead and tell me what y'all think, and I'll see y'all in the next one.